A's Extra.
Hello and welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. I'm Jack Smith, joined by Sheets for the manager show. Sheets, a season-high 16 hits and 14 runs last night. What stood out most to you on the offensive side?
I was just really happy with how we executed in certain spots. We've really challenged them to make sure we recognize those runner and scoring position moments and those offensive moments that really matter. And we were in a back-and-forth ball game that we kept talking about. You got to bang with them, man. They're going to keep hitting back. We got to keep making sure we swing it. But there were so many good moments that showed up where we had to execute, score those runs. A strikeout wouldn't help. It was going to have to be a great at bat or a contact at bat. And I was really proud of how our guys showed up in those moments. You
put Kyle Odis, Jaden Davis, and Campbell Smithwick at the bottom third, and each of them had multiple hits yesterday. Yeah. What does it mean to see those guys who have been here since day one show up after some of the big bats have left?
Well, let's call it what it is. That's great coaching right there. I mean, that's just how you draw it up. No, it's just a recognition. They saw that our lineup looked completely different. We had a lot of new faces sprinkled throughout. So for them, who have been the consistent day one guys, for them to show up and sort of show those guys, hey, this is where our adjustments have been. This is how we do it. And we show up in these moments. Again, I talked about a Jaden Davis at bat a couple of games ago that was a two-strike battle that really resonated through our dugout because it showed, man, that's the resolve we're looking for. That's the grit level we're trying to accomplish. Kyle's done a really good job of having good at-bats and putting them together and obviously getting his swing off. And obviously Smithwick has been one of our most consistent hitters all summer. So those guys are just really holding the trend of where we're trying to go, and we're trying to help these new guys recognize this is what we do here in Chatham.
John Bay is a guy that you got a lot out of this summer, and you got a home run from him yesterday in the first inning and what ended up being his final game. What did he show you, and what did he mean to you this summer?
Well, I really wanted him to get a hit in that last at-bat because I was going to do a curtain call for him. I was going to have Stelly run out and take his place on base, and I really thought he deserved that, man. He has been, if not the most consistent, maybe besides Ike in terms of day one guys. He's been the most consistent guy in our lineup, and just a phenomenal kid, and so happy for him. Really wish he would have heard his name called, but it's like we talked, it's one of those things that's outside his control. But for him, he gets a chance to go back and rest and maybe either sign a free agent deal or just go back and have a great fall at Austin Peay and crush his senior year and continue to move forward. He'll still play professional baseball, but he was a huge piece of the puzzle as to why we're in the position we're in, is because of not only the player John Bay was, but the character and the level of Christian man that he is. That guy showing up for us meant everything, and that's why we're in the spot we're in.
Jacob Heath went 10 up, 10 down out of the pen for you yesterday. What did the new guy show you?
Phenomenal, just special. We knew that's kind of who he was. He'd be a guy that can throw multiple pitches, and he's got such a good rhythm to how he pitches and how he competes, and his ability to pound the strike zone and sort of force a lot of 0-2 and 1-2 counts. That's where success lies. When you put yourself in positions where it's even or behind counts, you let the hitter dictate the entire bat. He flipped that whole dynamic and hopefully set a tone for the rest of these new guys. Hey, that's what it's supposed to look like. And so, again, I pinpointed him and obviously Murph and Gabe. We don't win without those guys, but Heath was the linchpin. His ability to throw those last 2.5 innings for us was phenomenal, and again, we owe a lot of that win to him.
You guys are on your second 4-game win streak of the year. What's allowed this team to pick up momentum over the last couple of weeks?
I mean, I think it's just a matter of us, again, we keep challenging the guys and they keep answering the bell. We just, for us, we want to make sure that we're always trying to get the best out of them. The big goal for us is to get the best versions of all these guys to the ballpark consistently, and so we continue to challenge them, push them in different directions. Hopefully they're, like we've talked, finding adjustments that they see in their own game. But we keep pushing them down directions because we're trying to get this thing rolling to where we've got a ball of momentum built in our dugout that's ready for the playoffs. So for us, they understand what the dynamics are. These aren't just at-bats. These aren't just games. These are moments for them to really solidify who they are in this league, who they want to be the rest of the season, then hopefully carry that trust and that spirit into the playoffs. And I think we're starting to answer the bell in those moments, which for us makes coaching a lot more fun when you can consistently scratch and put pressure and force them to make moves as opposed to wanting, wishing, hoping that something happens at the end. These guys are playing complete baseball, which for us is awesome.
You've mentioned gearing up for the playoffs a couple of times in the last couple of days. I know you don't like to get ahead of yourself, but how much of your mind is thinking about the reality of a playoff run in the future?
Here's the beauty of daily meditation, Jack, okay? I am completely present in my shoes right now. Be where your feet are. Be completely present. I'm right here with this camera, with Sid, right here in this one, with Will, right here behind this mic with Jack. I'm completely present. But what it allows me to do is shift my focus when I need to make sure I have plans ready for what's getting ready to happen. It's the same thing as a manager. I can be here in this dugout right now in the 5th inning with a runner on first with 1 out, but I have to have my mindset to where I understand what's going to happen in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and how the lineup's going to turn over and how those things are going to work. You always have the ability, when you're completely present, you've made it a daily practice, that you can be here right now, but let your thoughts shift if you need it to make sure you've got a game plan for what's getting ready to come up. The one place I don't go is the past, because you can't control it because it's already happened. You can take knowledge and rescue knowledge from it and bring it with you to the present, but for me, it's right here, right now that allows us to shoot forward. Our guys know exactly what the carrot is out in front. It's been from minute one is, hey, the goal is to restore this program back in the Cape Cod League championship playoffs for the first time in 5 years. That is all I just talked about in our team meeting today, helping them understand what's at stake here. That's where we're going. There's no two ways about it. We're just got to find out as things progress where we land, but that's where this place is heading.
Chatham's 14-11. It's past potentially setting up the future in the playoffs this season and looking for a 5th straight win tonight against Bourne. Sheets, thank you for the time.
Appreciate you, Jack.